My father couldn't hold back his tears. I have seen my father in many conditions, seen him strong, seen him tired, seen him certain, seen him searching, but I had not seen him cry, not fully, not the way he cried when the moment exceeded whatever he uses to hold himself composed, whatever internal structure keeps the feeling in its proper place, keeps it from spilling into the visible, from becoming something the room can witness. I had not seen that before, and when I saw it, something shifted in me permanently in the way that certain things shift. When you see a person you have always known in a new dimension, when a layer reveals itself that you did not know was there, or knew was there but had never seen made visible, I want to tell you what the moment was, what produced it, what I understood from watching him not hold back the tears, because the not holding back matters as much as the tears themselves, matters as its own thing as the specific choice or non choice of allowing something real to show, of not managing the distance between interior and exterior in that moment, of simply being present to what was moving through him without the usual management, without the performance of composure that men of his generation were often taught was required of them, that strength meant, was what strength looked like, was the measure of having it together. He did not hold back, and the not holding back was its own kind of strength, its own kind of courage, the courage to be seen, feeling what you feel without the protective distance that is always available, always possible to maintain if you decide the feeling should stay interior. He did not make that decision, or the feeling made the decision for him, exceeded what he had available to contain it, and arrived in the room between us as something visible, as something real, as something I will carry always as one of the most honest moments I have ever witnessed. I want to talk about what it means to see your father cry, to actually witness it, not in the abstract, not as a thing that happened somewhere off to the side where you registered it peripherally, but directly, fully, with the complete quality of attention that a moment like that commands whether you intend to give it or not. There is something that happens when you see a parent cry something that does not happen when you see others cry something specific to the relationship, something about the particular inversion of who usually holds what, who usually provides the composure, who usually stands between you and the full force of feeling in the early years when you are small and they are large and they are the ones who stay steady so you can feel what you feel without worrying about whether the holding structure will remain intact, something about witnessing the person who was that structure being moved to tears changes what you understand about them, about yourself, about the relationship, about the love that has always been there, but perhaps not always been this visible, this undisguised, this simply present without anything between it and the air of the room. My father cried, and I want to be honest about my first response, which was not what I expected of myself, was not the clean, noble thing. It was something more complicated, more human. My first response was fear, a kind of fear, not about what his crying meant, not the fear that something was wrong, but a more ancient fear, the fear that comes from seeing the person you have always understood as solid, as the unchanging reference point, as the structure that holds, being moved by something that exceeded their usual capacity to contain it. The fear that comes from realizing that the solid things are not actually solid in the way you needed them to be when you were small and needed that solidity as a condition for your own feeling. The fear came first, and then something else came after, something softer, something